Guy, this has been a remarkable year for
It really
Humble
has.
ISD.
It really has.
It truly has, and we have received an incredible honor. HISD has been named a finalist in the HEB Excellence in Education Awards. Not only were we named a finalist once, we were named a finalist twice. We were named a finalist in the large district category, and we also were named a finalist in the school board category. And that's so impressive because there are over 1,000 school districts in the state of Texas, and to be recognized by such a reputable organization as HEB as really the best of the best in those is really amazing. We're proud of the work that goes on at Humble ISD, the work in our classrooms, and it is so nice that somebody outside recognizes what goes on. So here to talk about the HEB Excellence in Education Awards, we have Robert Scarfo, who is our school board president. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Carrie.
And we also have the other Robert Sitton, who is vice president of our school board.
I'm glad to be here.
We're glad that you guys are here. Okay, Mr. Scarfo.
Okay.
You were the one that started, I know, the HEB Excellence Awards. They were here early on in the spring. And you were part of the group that met along with parents, principals, students, and I believe you met right here in the
Yes, we did. Right
in this Community Learning Center.
Campus, that's right.
That's great. And you met with the judges. Can you tell us about that process?
Well, it was kind of a neat process, and I honestly didn't have to, one of those rare times, I didn't have to say a whole lot. They asked me about how we go about raising bond money, and so I was able to address that. But to just sit there and, as I shared with Robert and the rest of my board colleagues, it was just so great to hear the stories that were just pouring out of whether it was students, community members, business leaders who were there, staff, the parents. And you could tell, and the judges could tell as they asked questions and did a little probing, they just poured out. There was obviously nothing scripted, and just to sit there and listen and say, wow. So we're so proud to be part of an organization like this. I mean, each of us, all the 7 of us, it was just great to hear that and to hear those stories. And it was interesting because they were on a pretty tight time schedule through the whole day, and they got here and they were supposed to be leaving at a certain time. They ended up staying 20 minutes past their time because they kept asking and wanted to hear more, and were just intrigued and so engaged with the stories that were being told. So it was just a great time.
You know, I feel pretty strongly that, you know, what we are today as a district, as a community, that to a large extent that's determined by all who came before us.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, Robert, I mean, you're a lifetime Humble. So I think especially from your perspective, because Carrie mentioned 2 awards, it's not usual for any district to be nominated as a finalist for 2 awards, one of those awards being for the school board, for you guys. So from your perspective, really, when you think about the foundation that has been laid in this community for Humble ISD and what we are today, what do you think is causing others to see us the way they do?
I think it's consistency. You know, when we were talking with the committee, that was the one thing they asked. They said, "You're the guy that's been here forever. You're 3 generations of graduates." So they asked a similar question, and I said, you know, the one thing I've found as a board member that I wasn't aware of is how unique we are. In the 100-year history of Humble ISD, we've had 4 superintendents. And that's unheard of. Whenever we go to conferences and we talk about that, that is absolutely unheard of. The tenure of our superintendents is 20 years. And so that I think is a key component. You know, when you're changing superintendents every 4 or 5 years, you know, why is that? What are they? Is there problems at the top? Is there discord between the board and the superintendent? And the other thing that they commented on, that's something that we talk about a lot, is our team of 8. You know, it's not the board dictating to the superintendent. The superintendent is part of that process, and we as a team of 8 are developing the vision. And then you and your staff then take that team of 8's vision and run with it. And I think that is what makes us unique. The last thing I left them with, and they said, as a board, what do you just kind of give us some insight? And I said, we live by a creed: leave it better than you found it. Right. And I think we are.
I agree.
Yeah, I absolutely agree too. Okay, my understanding is the HEB Excellence in Education Awards is one of the largest monetary awards in the U.S. given to school districts.
It is.
And I'm hoping I've got my facts right, Guy. From my understanding, we've already received $10,000 just from being finalist in those two categories. Is that correct?
That's $5,000 for each one. That was nice right there.
Absolutely. So if we win,
it's a six-figure check for each one. Yeah,
for each one.
That'd be a great daily double, wouldn't it?
That would be
200,000.
200.
We could do a lot with that.
Wow, there's a lot. Okay, so that was my question. You got the potential of a nice little influx of cash. Do you guys have any plans of where you'd like to see that
we're
go?
having a party. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, no cruising. We can get a discount.
Hey,
That's right.
Okay, as an aside, you guys deserve some celebration if we walk away.
Gosh, there's so many worthy. It won't be hard. Let me put it that way to find uses for. It's even things like the foundation does with funding programs. So there are things out there that programs that possibly we can earmark some of those funds to go towards some innovative program. Some of our technology solutions would certainly be a candidate to have this found money. So yeah, there will be no absence of uses.
Yeah, I think there's two key things as we're going through. We're finishing up the budget process, and as we've seen through this process, there's not enough money to go around for everything that we need. And Mr. Scarfo mentioned technology, and that's something that we've been talking about, for 2 years now. Infrastructure and new equipment and so forth. Those are some of that is one-time money that we have to replace every 5 or 6 years. So that might be a good location for some of this money. I know the committee that I chair, program evaluation, we've gone through the budget process with each one of those, and there's just not enough money to go around to make them as viable as they really need to be. And so there may be some opportunities to add a little bit of money to some of those. But I think one of the key things is going to be the technology going forward and building that infrastructure, and we need a lot of money for that. I mean, as everybody knows, technology is expensive.
Because it's the professional development. I mean, it's great to have the ability to have the Wi-Fi connections in the building. It's great to have the devices. Also, staff needs to be up to speed on using it, because it's not technology for technology's sake. It's what do we do with it? How do we improve student achievement using technology?
Well, and something is, our RTI, Response to Intervention program, is technology-based, and really beefing up that program as well, so that every child, and again, it may sound like a cliche, but we really truly believe as a board that it's all about the kids. I mean, it's all about the kids. And so, like the RTI situation, adding that technology piece to make sure that every kid is getting touched and we're not missing something.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, if I may, very quickly, because they are waving us on, but I think, Robert, you're absolutely right. Both of you have made the most profound point that I think explains why the recognition for the district, why the recognition for the board. And that is, I think what sets us apart from many, if not most, is we are always and only about the kids. And I mean, that's what makes me very proud to be a part of the team of 8 and to serve in our community.
And as an outsider that's not paid by the district or that is on the school board, I can absolutely vouch for what you said. You guys really do put the kids first, and the community appreciates that. And kudos to the district, kudos to the board for being recognized by HEB Excellence in Education Awards. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a win. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And we will look forward to hearing about the results here soon.
Yes.
All right.
And thank you for staying with us. We'll be right back.